Trap Museum.
Trap Museum. Then
Is that what they call it?
he's got a trap restaurant too.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's called Trap something.
Yeah,
Trap Cafe.
I heard it's pretty dope to go through there because it just kind of like gives you like a history on rap in Atlanta,
Yeah,
like what the hip hop scene was in Atlanta.
yeah.
Just one of my favorite, like New York, Atlanta. Those are probably my two favorite hip hop cities, where like some of the best artists have. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I always said when I was younger and I was like chasing it hard before I got all old, I wish I would have moved to Atlanta.
that would have probably been the move.
Yeah.
Because I like the way like their scene came out. I always kind of compare Atlanta and Miami because they both came in that like booty bounce era. Because like Miami had 2 Live Crew, Uncle Luke, and all that shit down there, but Atlanta had
Lil Jon and the East Side
Lil
Boys.
Johnny.
'cause
I mean, I'm talking about like way back in the day when it wasn't even the
way
East
back
Side
in
Boys.
the Lil Jon
I'm
had the
talking
booty
like
song.
So Def,
Def, right?
and,
They had what's them girls' name?
dude.
I forget.
Atlanta
they
had so
they
many,
had
so
so
many
much going on because V103 is that like we used to be when I used to go to Atlanta to visit. It was like 10:30 at night. It was like okay, 11 o'clock is coming. As soon as 11 o'clock came on, you could see everybody was speeding because all you heard was booty music. So everybody's foot was on the gas pedal. Rooftops, sunroofs open, windows down. Everyone's like, yeah.
You was out there booty bouncing.
Yeah, hey. It was like Freaknik on wheels. But it was like Freaknik on wheels because it wasn't the Freaknik yet, but it was just like Freaknik on wheels because everybody was hanging out the window. Like,
I've never been to Miami, but I imagine they had a very similar scene with that same shit.
Yeah, Miami's off.
But yeah, Atlanta, dude, you gotta think like, Atlanta had so many like eras of hip hop just in Atlanta itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you gotta go like when you go to Miami, it's like in order to feel like where Luke and them came from and whatnot, you gotta go to like first 48 side of Miami.
Yeah.
Like South Beach ain't it, but first 48 side of Miami,
Yeah.
that's all the good food.
Well, I mean, a gentleman would never ask a lady's age, a woman's age, but what got you into hip hop? Because obviously you. Like,
I was there when hip-hop started.
You're probably there before hip. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm pushing up on 62.
Okay, all right.
I'll be 62 April 2nd.
So you got to see hip hop
Evolve,
blossom and evolve. Yeah.
Because we see.
So I should say what got you into hip hop, but you watched it.
I was getting ready to say,
Yeah.
we were the ones in the basement with the cord this big, right? Jumping on the mic, and then you spit a bar. You spit like 4 bars, and then somebody come behind you and spit 4 bars, and we're all up on the DJ like this with the one turntable. 2 turntables, like one turntable, and they would manage to do whatever they was doing.
So you wasn't on the ones and twos, you was on the ones.
I was on the mic. So we'd always be at a basement party, and it started that way, and then when it actually cracked, because I was in high school from 76 to I graduated at 80. So in like 76 because it cracked in like 73, but it wasn't all that. But like 76 when it really got because I actually used to sneak and take the subway and go places I wasn't supposed to go. And then I'm going to make you laugh because they jumped out with the cardboard boxes in the beatbox. I thought somebody was going to jump me. So I'm sitting there in the subway like this going, oh shit. My mom knows that, she don't know where I'm at. I'm gonna get jumped, But they were going against each other. That's how they fought.
Yeah.
So it was like that.
Damn,
and
dude,
then,
what an era to dude. I'd be
awesome.
jealous when I hear shit like this.
Yeah,
man.
because you're sitting there and then when the cops roll up in your mind, you're like, nah, them boys beat them boys right there.
It's weird because like we have he has an older son. I have an older son, and they hear they hear music now, but we were there like when when Jay-Z was first popping when he dropped in '96. Like we know every sound to that album. You know what I'm saying? And our kids get to experience it. And like, man, like it takes them like till they're like 12, 13 years old. My son comes and said, man, I really like that Reasonable Doubt album. I'm like, motherfucker, you appreciate it, but you didn't experience
then when your kids
it.
come up to you and say, or my grandkids come up to me and say they like somebody like a Glorilla, I'm like, really? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking her because the reason why I don't knock people is because I'm on the back end. I'm on the managerial side, the business side.
Right.
So what it takes to write, get things together, and actually jump out there and do it.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, we can do what we want to because if we messed up, nobody's gonna be like, "Oh, they messed up on stage." No, that bitch messed up my paperwork. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be an argument, in the office or something. But when you're on stage, it takes a lot to even get out there.
Yeah.
And then to be the creative side and all that side. So I really don't knock anybody that actually gets out there, and especially not the ones that made it. It's just, I may not like your style.
Well, the
but-
only reason that I'll knock it is because it's not creative to me.
No,
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
That kind of shit just ain't
and
creative.
and now they have a lot of ghostwriters too.
Huh. Well, what I always champion people for is in this day and age, you can blow up on TikTok off of one song.
That's right.
And like, there's many artists out there that have never performed a show, have never sold merch, and they're huge. You know what I'm saying? And then they have to go do all the work later. You know what I'm saying?
They
like
have to circle back.
they have to circle back. So then like we're watching like a Glorilla who like puts a song out and pops off, and then us who have like done thousands of shows, we get to like sit back and critique her and be like, she ain't got no mic control, she don't know how
She
to
don't
work a
have that
stage,
part.
she don't know how to do this. And it's like, well, yeah, this is her second show. Like,
Right.
it's not her fault that she's got 10 million views on TikTok off of some little pop off song she did that she, you know what I'm saying? And it sucks for them because like the way we came up, and even worse, your generation, like we didn't have that social media thing. So like, we had to go perform. We had to go to ciphers, and you had to be able to spit.
Oh no,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And,
back
like,
in the day, see, that's the era that the kids miss. Cause see,
Yeah.
we was on the block. We used to sing in the garbage can with the fire. You know what I'm saying? Up
That
there
was
calling-
us, like, we had
calling ourselves
school,
trying to
like-
harmonize.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, you're not harmonizing.
Yeah.
You sound like crap.
Bro, like in high school, like every day I'd show up and it'd be like, oh, you gotta battle this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like, nah, I don't. Like, yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And you
you
have no
put something on
choice,
it,
you know?
right.
Like you
Put something on
gotta,
it.
yeah, you got to. So like that's how we kind of came up in the scene, was battling and rapping, and like it took us like a long time to get out of that mentality, because like our music, I think that was a huge hindrance to us like when we were coming up, because we had this chip on our shoulder. So like when we started recording and like making music, like every song was a battle rap. And it took us like 2 or 3 years to
Because
be
battle
like,
rap is a different cadence and a different.
it's a different
set
cadence,
side,
and
a
it's just
different-
like, that's not
Yeah.
really, we're not like
Yeah, but
angry,
to defend
aggressive
To
people.
defend ourselves, we weren't the only ones. It wasn't just us. It was
No,
really
there
kind of a
was
lot
a-
of that.
Yeah.
Right, and there was a scene down here that definitely was the
For
little-
sure.
the
Well, y'all
little
mentioned Lil
battle rap.
Jon. I mean,
Yeah.
like Lil Jon was huge whenever we were
Yeah.
between like the ages of 14 to 18. Lil Jon. I mean, that's all. It's like, oh, man, fuck, oh, God, bro,
Let's fight
We
in the
busting
club."
heads. We busting heads.
He's
It's
like,
like, all
I
right.
met him before. He's like that person. He's
Yeah.
He looks like one of the coolest.
Yeah.
Oh no, he remembered me from one place to the next, and when he saw the next thing, he's like, "Yo, shout it, what's up?
Hey,
I remember you from over there."
That's
Who did we
cool.
have on the podcast that did a show with not show, but like it was the Hoopla, the twins. Didn't they have
Oh
something
yeah,
going on with his son or some
they
shit?
recorded with his son.
His son,
yeah,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
His son does like recording, and he does out of genre. He doesn't do the same genre.
Right,
right.
Like he does like he's like Grammy nominated for a bluegrass album or something that he produced.
Wild, dude.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But I think that's like, it goes to show you, and you could probably speak on this too, is like, you know, like you don't, just because you're in a genre, like a lot of people are stuck. You know what I mean? Like if you're a great writer, why not write for country artists? Why not write for pop artists? Why, you know what I'm saying? And if you're a great musician, if you make great beats, that doesn't mean you can only make trap beats. Like make some beats
Right.
for a country dude.
Right.
Make some, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
broaden your horizons. You know what I mean?
Right, and I so I always tell people, I said when I was growing up, we didn't have segregated radio stations. Like everything came on, and you just waited for the song you liked to come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
So when they hear me sing like a song by Yes or a song by
See, that's-
by
yeah.
the Doobie Boys or something like that, like how do you know that song? Like, dude, on our radio station when we were on the beach, we heard everything, so it wasn't anything different. So y'all know who Sean Dobie is, of course.
Yes.
So Sean
Shout
Dobie, him
Before
and
you
I-
go on, shout out Sean Dobie. I've never shot him out on here, but he's a legend. I love Sean
he's an
Dobie, man.
icon. He's
Shout
that
out.
dude.
I gotta
Yeah.
get him on here. I
Yeah.
really do. So
Yeah.
continue, but
But Sean is, people don't know. When I say Sean knows music,
oh,
he'll know something from like the big bands in 1940, something
Crazy.
way off
Yeah.
base, right? And when his creative gene hits, it's like he can snatch a little 2 seconds off of this song, 2 seconds off of that song, and when he masters it together, it's just like, You know, because I'm the business and he's the boss. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So when we were in there together, I'd be learning some things about production and stuff like that, just stuff to hear and look at, so that I would know what I'm listening for. When he's not around. But we had his favorite is Frank Sinatra.
Yep.
But we had things that like
Fly me
Sean could hear a beat drop and be like, oh, that's so and so from like 1900.
Yeah, we know.
yeah.
We know 40. 40's the same way.
Yeah. But see,
It's the same-
I say
on the
that to
same
say that same thing with Little John's son. When you have a passion for music, if you're really that into it on the production side and stuff like that, you're not going to be stuck in one genre.
Yeah.
You kind of, because
That's a great way
not,
to be.
right?
Well-rounded.
Because
Think about Pharrell.
Right,
How many like genres Pharrell's a part of?
Right,
You know,
Yeah.
just
and
do
the
all
thing
that
is,
shit.
you're hungry for something different, but something catchy, something meaningful, something like that. So when you're hungry that way, you're gonna
Yeah.
pull it from
Well, that's like he said. My son, he's gotten into making beats. Like he's rapped a little bit, and I don't pressure
Yeah.
them to do. I want them to do what they want to do. But he's gotten into making beats, and like we got him a record player, and he doesn't even want like he obviously we bought him like Kendrick Lamar, Tupac, J. Cole, like some of the people that he likes and stuff like that, Outkast. But he listens to like all these old Motown records. And it's not because he likes that music. It's because he's looking for samples. He's looking for sounds that, and I don't want to say he doesn't like the music, but he's just like, he hears like a horn and he's like, then he's up in here in my studio and he's like searching that horn and he's taking it into there and making it. You know what I mean?
I have a quick story.
Yeah.
So me and your son will get along really great. So I was actually in a studio in Florida with some friends, and they were recording something, and it was a song kind of about money. So I kept saying, no, there's this song from back in the day, and it had a cash register, right? You're going to know where I'm going at. And so I kept saying, no, right? And I had like a brain fart. I couldn't remember the song for shit.
I know exactly what song you're talking about.
know
I
you
think
are.
so.
So
I
then,
think so.
then my brother he's a rock dude. So I called my brother and I was
Okay, I
like, I'm
definitely
trying to sing the song on the phone. My brother's like, so don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So then,
You're a manager, not a singer, sis.
So
Just
don't
try
do
to
that,
keep
right?
this together.
So then he tells me the name of the song, which was "Damn Money,"
Yeah.
right? So that's part of the song
Pink Floyd,
Pink
right?
Floyd,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it goes
Money.
dun dun dun, and the cash register goes, and then it slides over
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Money.
Right, dun dun dun, and then the cash register goes,
Yeah,
and it's because it's one of those old school, real
Yeah.
thing. So
The song starts that way, I
Wait,
think,
wait,
with
wait,
just
wait,
the cash register
So
clinking and chinging.
when I said you need to find this sound, the producer's looking at me like I'm an alien with 5 heads. Like what song is that again? Who's that by? Da-da-da-da.
Had to be a
So
young
when he
producer.
found it, he heard it. Everybody in the room jumps out and they're like, "Oh shit! Like that's it!"
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, "Yeah, but copyright infringement." He said, "No, let me play with it a little bit because I got to manipulate it." When he manipulated that and did that, that was my only, input on the song, and that's what made the song.
Yeah.
Because it was something, but he had to, stretch it out to do what he had to do with it. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
funny
feel
how
your
that
son
works.
on
Yeah.
looking for different situations.
It's funny how that works because the Box by Roddy Ricch. Okay, well Roddy Ricch, he's a newer rapper, and a couple years ago he had a song, and it's like,
the whole I'ma get lazy.
but the part,
Oh yeah. That's my song.
yeah. So
I don't know
there's
the name, but I know the song.
Well, there's like a main part of that song that's all in the background. It's just,
Yeah.
and literally the song was completed, and he was just going in to like clean up.
Look at Chucky's
Yeah.
look out.
He
Oh
was just-
wow,
Check
that's
me out,
crazy.
Yeah,
Watch out, dog.
You hear-
Word. What's up,
you hear
man?
that?
Yeah.
That's too funny.
That's just Roddy Ricch going. Like he went back in just to do some ad libs, and he was just like, he literally was just like, before the song started, and the producer was like, yo,
We gotta put that in there and he looped
and
it.
put
yeah.
it through the whole song,
Yeah.
and like now that's what everybody like. It was TikTok,
But now
like TikTok
everybody's-
people are like opening the door,
Right.
they're wiping their windows, and it just made it a huge song. So like, even though to you was like, oh, it's a small input, but it makes the whole.
No. Yeah, but
It makes the whole
that's what I'm
song,
saying.
yeah.
Because that little thing. Because he looped it through just
Yeah.
like they looped that. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it
I've been
did
in so many sessions where like, you think you've got like the meat of the song, you know what I mean, and it's like. And then it'd be the littlest thing, like, and
Well,
you
you-
realize,
you
like,
know-
this is the meat. The rest of that stuff's the milk.
Yeah, because you
what I
know,
mean?
Missy got famous because they needed her to put something else in that song, and she said he how.
Yeah,
and that was it. And it was like
Yeah.
what
song?
She said that song. She goes he how he how. I forgot what song that is, but it's an old like one of her.
Was it like a Timbaland Magoo song?
I want to say
Probably.
but it was like when
Jumps the Boogie?
when she first came out, and they were looking for
Ooh,
something. And she was
Timbaland
like
and
she was
Magoo,
like
man.
she was like he how, and that was what she was known for. Besides the trash
Yeah.
bags.
Didn't Magoo die?
No,
I don't know,
Recent- I
but
thought
that's
someone thought
that's
he
a
died recently.
heavily slept on duo, Timbaland and Magoo.
Magoo
You know what
was
I mean?
the
Like,
shit, dude.
Yeah.
Magoo was my shit.
My favorite was I love your Indian flute.
that up jumps the boogie gets me,
Yeah,
man.
I mean that's a classic.
That shit
yeah.
gets me.
But I noticed, I seen that like you shared something
did
and
die.
you talked about he did. Damn.
August. He just died in August.
But I saw that
Oh, wow.
like, cause all right, for those of you who don't know, Diamond Law ENT in the building. Very blessed to have you.
Thank you
But
for inviting me.
I know before the pod, I was telling you that I love that. Before I even knew you were from New York, I knew you was from New York. You know what I'm saying? Because the way you tell it how it is. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, especially down here, can't take it. You know what I mean? And I've been in the music industry and the game long enough that I don't take nothing to heart. Like if you tell me you ain't fucking with my song, or especially if you're somebody who is, all right, let me say it this way. As long as I've known you, you've only tried to help people and push people, you know what I'm saying,
appreciate that,
in any way that you can. And artists are very fragile. You get what I'm saying? And me being one of them and knowing this as being one of them at one time, I was like, my shit's the best shit out there. I got the coolest graphics. I got the best beats. I got the best lyrics. And trying to do everything independently, I just didn't want to hear anybody's opinions. And then I got to a point where I realized that like criticism isn't always hate. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean they're hating on you.
No
like,
reason to get bitter.
Yeah, and
no reason
what's
to get
what's even more is when somebody fucks with you and they're supporting you and they like what you're doing, you don't have to like take their criticism and be like, I'm changing everything I do.
Oh, no,
and I'm doing everything that they say.
Yeah,
it's just literally like take it in and move. You know what I'm saying? Like, but these people are like, yo, you just a hater. You just a hater. And
Well, it's hard to talk.
but-
It's hard to
and
tell
what if
somebody
it-
something that they think they got it all figured out. Like,
Yeah.
it's almost like dealing with a teenager.
Well, my favorite thing is just like,
Yeah.
it really is. But my favorite thing is just like,
know what
well,
I'm
what
doing.
have you done? You know what I'm saying? Like, who have you blown up? Who have you done? It's like, I'm trying to help you. Like, why are we? What do we? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the artist. I'm a listener. Like, that's what I wish artists would understand. Like, when you're in a room with other artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we've had many rappers over here, and I've played music for them, they played music for me. Have either one of us been like, that shit's whack? Has any artist came through here and played some shit for us and we've been like, yo, that is terrible, dude. Never play that again. And they've played some shit that we should have said, that's terrible. Don't play that again. You know what I'm saying?
Probably just because I ain't got the balls to do it. But, yeah.
But no, because as artists, we understand how much time
understand
and
how it
work
feels.
I'm an
and
artist,
how it.
but I'm still
yes,
a listener.
you understand how
but
it
you,
feels.
you understand how.
Yeah.
I
But
understand. I
But you
understand
know how
the
it
sausage
feels
is
to
made.
have.
Yeah,
She's
but
right.
you
do.
understand how it is on the receiving
Yeah.
end.
I do, but you know what? There's some times where I wish, like, I'll put something forward that I, in my heart of hearts, know isn't my best. I'll be like, all right, check this shit out. What you think? And if you're like, oh hell yeah, that shit is so hard, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's worse. To me, that's worse. I'd rather you be like, I see what you was trying to do. Even if it's like, you ain't gotta be like,
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna
"That
tell you
shit
what
was
happens
whack,
down
dude."
here. First of all, down here, in the South, and it's not just South Carolina. It's in the South. A lot of people are thin-skinned, right? But a lot of people will listen to their own music to death and overthink it to the point where they don't even want to mess with the song again, and that's the song. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think
so.
that's because they're
And I
surrounded
always
by
say
yes
that
men.
because people always tell me, well, you work with this one here, you work with that one there, da da da, and nobody popped. I said, yeah, bring me a hit. And then when I say bring me a hit, so what you trying to say? That's what I said. Bring me a hit.
There's a difference between a song and
And
a
a hit.
hit.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
And
what they,
and
they
you'll
think
know-
like just because it's a dope ass track, it needs to be a hit. Like,
Nah, but
no,
you,
it has to be.
but
a
you know what's
hit
so
single,
funny?
like a hit song.
When you hear it, you know it. And like you said,
Right.
you said something when you said, "I just stood together. And I know it wasn't my best." That's the song. That's the hit.
yeah, well, sometimes
That it's almost
Hey,
it's
funny,
almost
we,
all
we,
the time.
We were talking about Missy Elliott,
but
right?
that's the song. That's the damn hit.
Yeah.
Timbaland said that he didn't like that song "Get Your Freak On"
Uh-huh.
by Missy Elliott. She basically was in the studio one day and he was just like, she was like, give me something real quick. And he was
Uh-huh.
like, I'll give you this. I don't really care for this shit. And she made it what it was, but yeah, it's kind of what you're saying.
Right. So it's like, and it's just like I used to tell my husband all the time. I was like, I went into the store and I had on like baggy sweats, hair wasn't combed. I had like a ponytail that was messy. You
Hair
know, that kind of
tied,
thing.
sweatpants,
Yeah, where you
chilling
just
with no
kind of
makeup on.
right. When you just run in there to grab something, and I like 10 guys trying to hit on me. Like, dude, get out of my face. You know, I know that I look crazy for me. To them, it was,
Hey.
oh, she's natural and da da da. Okay, well, shit. buy
Some
my
people
groceries.
crazy is where they. Some people
Yeah.
looking for crazy.
Well,
Yeah, but, like, buy my
what
groceries.
you're saying, like I know that through my years of making music, my least favorite songs are always the songs that I have to perform. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way I can't perform this song, and I hate this song. But
Mm-hmm.
the crowd knows every word. They're waiting for that song. If I don't play that song, as soon as I come
It's a
off
problem.
stage, why didn't y'all play that song? I'm like, because that song's whack. They're like, what? That's y'all's best song. You know what I'm saying? And as artists, like, you're gonna like like you said, the one you poured your heart into, the one that you were like, this is the song that I spent weeks on, months on. But the people are gonna like the song that you just went in there and like
Freestyle.
was your true
Yeah,
self.
Probably
and
the
just-
third song you did that day.
and you were just like,
it
man,
was-
whatever,
put it out
dude.
there.
Like, let's just vibe. Let's make
Yeah.
a song about, we went to the club and did this and did that, and you know what I'm saying? And you're just like, God, this song is terrible. I don't even want to put it out. But then, like, people start hearing it and they're like, yo, y'all got to put that out. You know what I'm saying? And then you put it out and everybody's like, yo, this is your best song on the
sometimes
album.
the song that you was clowning with, that you just came up with some funky expression or just said something really stupid and just jumped on the mic, that's the song.
Yeah.
And and just like I tell people, I said when you least expect it, that's when it comes. And then on top of that, people get upset with me because I have a deep voice. I have an authoritative voice. And my background, that's just who I am.
Yeah,
I'm from New
you're
York.
New
So
York.
when
I
I
mean-
say something, it's like, here she come. You know what I'm saying? But I try my best to when they say dumb it down.
Yeah.
Like when you have an authoritative voice, there is no dumbing down. I mean, I've tried. I even got fired from a job one time because I wasn't Southern enough.
Yeah.
So I worked at Bojangles.
It happened.
But so I say that to say, and I even put a post up one time that said, it's not how the person sounds. Listen to what's coming out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Like don't be intimidated because I taught the way I taught.
Yeah.
But listen to what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to run up on you and be like, yo, you need to do da 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 da. No, I'm saying, hey, let me holler at you. This, and this is what I saw. But if you did a little something like, don't laugh, this is my favorite word. Ta-da, ta-da.
Ta-da.
You can get it.
Yeah. But that's always like one of my favorite lines I've ever written is don't judge the artist, homie, judge the painting. You know what I'm saying? Like don't judge me. Don't judge don't shoot the messenger kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like judge the painting. Judge what I'm presenting you.
Right.
Don't judge how I present it to you or anything like that. And it goes like with what you're saying. It's like I'm trying to help you, and I'm trying to just give you an opinion of somebody who has been around hip hop since it was created. I've been in rooms with people that you wish you could get in rooms with, and this is what they want to hear. This is what they want to see. Like I seen you shared something. You were talking to some people about like a showcase you were recently a part of. You probably know what I'm talking about, but. We've been a part of many showcases. We've judged them. We've judged showcases. We've performed in showcases. I've won many of showcases. And I've been the victim of people going like, they cheated or the people were biased or this or that, and I'm like,
It's tough being white.
yeah, but the problem is like what it really boils down to, and we've had this conversation on this podcast before because
Put him out.
yeah, but
tough
who
being
was
white.
it? The all right. So great friend of mine. Me and him have like in different various groups, different times. Like we've performed the same showcases. He's won some, we've won some, but what I know when he shows up is that he's well prepared. He's put in his time to learn these songs. He's put thought into his performances, and maybe not every time. I haven't every time. Sometimes I show up and I still win, but I didn't try. But that's because of everyone else. But my point is like
The O used to practice at my house.
yeah, I know y'all are close.
Yeah,
Y'all are
he
close
is-
too.
yeah,
Like
that's
he,
like my nephew.
yeah,
used to practice at my house, but
I love that dude.
He wanted a certain thing. He was hungry. He's always been hungry.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
very hungry and motivated individual, and he's very he wants what he wants. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. But for a lot of these artists, like they don't understand. Like the reason a certain artist wins a showcase is because they put in more work than you. They put in more time. Like a lot of I've been to so many times where it's an open mic or a showcase or whatever, and people literally have like not they just show up and they bring five
Yo,
people
let
on
me
stage
tell
with
you.
them and to stand behind them, and they just like they rap over their track and they don't even say half of it. Like it wouldn't even be that bad if you knew all your words and you did, but they just
their mouth is in front of them and the mic is over on the left hand side or the mic's on the right hand side.
But like they don't understand. Like when we show up, bro, if we signed up 6 weeks ago, we've practiced twice a week for 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying? We've gotten together and rode in the car, rehearsed in the car. We've gotten like me and him just did a show. We ain't done a show because we ain't done a show together in 10 years. But so we had a girl on the podcast, and she was like, I would love for y'all to come rock this
Shout
show.
out Shelby Cagle.
So we was like, fuck it, we'll do it. We put together a set. I literally brought home. I broke out my wireless mics for our shows, hooked them to this computer, played the track through here, and we had a concert in here. You know what I'm saying? Like we practiced. Like when we showed up, like the only thing that can be wrong is something out of my control at that point. And I don't think a lot of artists take it that serious.
They don't.
You know?
Because
We went
when
to
the last excuse me,
No,
the
you're
last
good.
situation I was in was with Chubb Rock.
Chubb
And this chick got on the stage and her voice wasn't that bad. But we called her the first time, she didn't come. Then they called her another time, she came up there, this, that, and the third. Me, I'm like, you don't come the first time you call and it's a contest, audition, then you don't get that. She had on a sweatsuit, she had on her we looked like 6 little midgets ran through it and just was she didn't have the presentation. And then you had the ones that, we're facing this way, we're facing forward, and they're running behind us to rap for the people that are in competition with them. I didn't understand that because we're not turning around. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm like the Simon Cowell of South Carolina when I judge, right? And then I realized that particular night that, yo, you got to pull back because these people aren't professional. The indies trying, working their way up to professional. So some things you got to let slide. And the guy that was sitting next to me, I ain't gonna call him out, but he was like, yeah, you can't look at it like that. So I realized that, sometimes I might be a little bit hard on the judging. However, don't come out there like you just rolled out of bed. Don't come out there, don't have no mic control. And don't come out here with no super rock star. One dude I asked, was he performing for himself or for us? He was all into himself.
Question.
So
What is mic control?
mic control is when you having the mic and it's either a corded mic or a cordless mic. It should be at least a thumb's length
that's what you mean.
from your mouth.
I thought you meant something different.
No.
I thought you meant like because we've been to many a concert as well, and you see people get up there and haven't practiced their verse to where they have like practiced their breath kicking their verse, so they'll just drop like the first 2 words of the line and wait for their 8 hype men to say the other part.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
I'm out here,
Yeah,
but I'm just doing.
No, that's
I thought
when
that's what you meant.
and a lot of artists don't understand that either. it doesn't matter what genre of music that you're in, you need vocal lessons. And vocal lessons are not necessarily so you could come out here and be Beyonce or Michael Jackson or
Right.
whoever. It's for breathing.
Outcast, whenever they were before they put out their first album, when they was fucking with the Dungeon Family, or they was down in the dungeon, they used to make them run around the block.
Right, because
Make
you
them
have
jog around the block
you're
while
breathing,
they kick their verses. They would make them jog and kick their shit.
Your breathing will come out, and especially if you're one that likes to do things live, you're breathing like I don't want to hear you going in the mic.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that when you're in the studio. I don't want to hear you rapping a song and in between everything in between is so I don't want to hear that. And just like I had I had some girls in the studio one day and I said, "This is your homework." I said, "Look at Beyonce's Homecoming." So of course they're looking at the video. I said, "No, that ain't what I want you to look at." Beyonce took a break in people's face. It must have been like 3-4 times. So she performed for like an hour or 2 hours, whatever. She had something going on the whole time. While you were paying attention to the dancers on this side, right? She was kind of chilling on this side, and she was walking around with a bottle of water. She was still engaged with the audience, but people didn't realize she was taking a break. Okay? Then the people on this side was dancing, and then when the Bulls started dancing again, then she jumped in and came in right on cue with the dancing. They didn't realize the whole time she was walking around and talking to the crowd, she was getting her breath back.
Yeah, because it's one thing to be thing to be a dancer. It's another thing to sing and dance.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
it takes- I mean, it
right.
takes
So,
your breath
so,
out.
so when I told them, I said, "Watch this really closely," because she took a break in your face, and she's like, "Took a break in my face." I was like, "Yeah." So then when they started seeing it, then they were like, "Oh, right
all
there,
part of a master
right
plan."
there, yeah." But it was part of the show.
Yeah,
They just didn't know.
When
Yeah.
when you're on a time schedule, a crunch like that, I imagine you have to work in a break like that.
Yeah, because on a normal job you're gonna get a break, but in that kind of job you don't get a break, especially when you're performing for like 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? And then they kill me with the, "Yo, somebody need to book me because I need to get a show." Well, how long can you perform? And you're the what do you call that? The showcase king. So all you do is 6 minutes to 10 minutes.
Do they rap over their own track?
D- d-
You don't like that?
Yo,
That's
I
hilarious,
find out,
man.
and yes, I'm gonna put him on blast. Why did I find out T.I. did that at his last concert?
Yeah.
Like, really,
T.I.'s great.
dude? But I mean, he's already signed, so he could do that.
Yeah.
And then people don't understand that either. That the rules for the newbies and you know the recruits is different than what it is for the
The
professionals.
only
Yeah.
reason that we ever considered doing that and have done that was like in the past passing in the very beginning when we started performing, is because we realized because we didn't start out that way, but we figured out we had to switch to that way because, like he said, something always went out of our control, and it would be the speaker's too loud, the mic's too low, this and that. We'd be screaming into the mic trying to make it happen, and this shit just wouldn't work. So we were like, fuck it, we'll just put our vocals on and we'll just rap over it. But then we kind of evolved to be like, okay, we'll just have an ad lib track. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's not us rapping.
and that's the concert track.
And-
so
Yeah.
you have the ad lib track
and the chorus.
Right. So sometimes you have the ad lib, the hook, the ad libs, and the chorus, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. And then you can go in there. And the main reason why I tell newer artists that, because if you ever notice, they want to engage with their audience.
Yeah.
You can't engage if your song is playing behind you. You can't engage
that's the
because now you're like, y'all feeling that, and in the background it's like a hip hop, and they're like, oh yo, they're rapping over their song. You know what I'm
Lip-syncing
saying?
Milli Vanilli in me
Yeah.
right now.
Well,
part.
one of the main reasons I never liked having my vocals on a track is because I don't rap like a lot of other people. You know, like a lot of people are very, they're constricted. Not like you, for instance. Like you
Structured.
rap, you're very structured. Like 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, and like not that it's like simple because your rhymes
Yeah,
are very
you have a
complex.
different cadence.
But my cadence, like I'm hitting on the 3 or the 4, and I can rap my verse 100 different ways. So some nights, you know, like some nights I might rap it this way and put the pause here. You know what I mean? Because I do a lot of like little
But
pauses.
it's the
or
same as the groups back in the day.
Right.
If you ever if you ever listened to Earth, Wind and Fire, right? Their music is always like, it's great music. But if you ever listen to them in concert, they never do their song the same way.
Right, and
Ever.
that's how I am.
Every time they
and
go
so
out,
when
they
I have
never do their
when
song
I
the
have
same way.
like when I just have the song, I'm constricted, I'm constrained, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like one night I might feel more lively, and I want to be amped
But
with
it's
it, or
it's
really
also
bag.
what you're being
and-
fed too. It's the audience feedback.
Right.
So if you got an audience that maybe older or maybe a little more subdued, then you're gonna go with that. If you got an audience that's like hyped out of their ass and you're like, yo, y'all feeling that, da 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 da, then you can move accordingly,
Yeah.
and without having to worry about oops, my
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, like with Mason Jar, once we started like doing a lot of shows with the band and stuff like that, like having a live band, because you said like we've done shows from 45 minutes to 3-hour shows. You know what I'm saying? And like I never, as a rap artist, going and doing like small shows where like the longest set I ever had was 20-30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? To like, we have to keep this crowd engaged for 45 minutes, hour and a half, 3 hours. It really changes the way you look at the art and the way you look at performances. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these artists around here, they think that because you've got a dope 10-minute set is like, yeah, but
When really they have 4 songs.
yeah, you got 4 songs,
four
and
whole songs.
and like it's hard because I think like it's hard because you're telling them a lot of different things. Like, I need one song for you to push. You know what I'm saying? So then they're like, oh, I need one really good song. But then you're like, but you also have to have like a catalog. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to make a lot of music, but as artists, where I think we fall short a lot of times is, especially us. Like I want, like, I make a great song and a great few tracks or put out an album, and then I'm like, I need to put more music out, and it's like, bro, you could put out 100 songs, but if nobody's listening to them and nobody's hitting them, then yeah, but
You need a hit.
Yeah.
But see, so I'm glad you pointed out that. So the deal is like when you're doing like a 30-minute show, 10-minute show, whatever show, right? I had an artist one time. He got invited to do a 20-minute show. Never did a 20-minute show before. Dude wanted to do everything he had that was hype. I said, in 20 minutes you'll be dead. He was like, I could do this. I said, dude, in 20 minutes you're gonna die.
yeah,
Right.
for
Because
sure.
you have to pick your music accordingly, which a lot of people don't know. And you have to pick that, you might come out a little hard, then bring it down a little bit, then bring it up a little bit, then bring it all the way down a little bit. That last song needs to be the song that everybody jumping up and down, and even whatever genre of music it is, it's not so much, but everybody's excited that last song
You know
is
who
coming
I heard
on.
break that down for me one time? Steve Harvey. He was breaking it down to somebody, and he was like, he basically gave them kind of like the structure of their set list. He's like, you need to open up with your newest, freshest joint. Or no, I forget
It's
the order
not the
of it.
newest, freshest
Not
joint, but
newest,
it's
freshest.
it's something
You need
that's
something
not the-
memorable, something
right.
memorable that
That they
your
know.
crowd knows, and then go into your newer shit, and then come up with like your old shit, your big hit from your old shit. Go through that, but that last song
Gotta
needs
kick
to
'em
be
out.
your Temptations, My Girl.
Yep, that
like
means
that's the
kick
last
their
song they
ass
play.
out.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like you need to have
Kick their
that
ass
last
out.
song to just like.
The encore.
If you're not doing an encore, you
Yeah.
need to do that
Yeah.
shit right there. I wish God damn it, our guy left, but Steve Harvey breaks it down.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
it up.
But it's the same. Steve Harvey stole a lot of my shit. Because I have
Not you too, please.
no,
Please, not
no.
you too.
Years and years ago, I'm always the 90-day chick. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna work with you for 90 days. 91st day, if you show me your ass, you can kick rocks.
Yeah.
That's me. But anyway, so those are certain things as well. But another thing artists don't understand is a look, a brand and stuff like that. Cause when you know Dusty's my dude. But when he got with you guys and everything, and like it was like, okay, so where's Dusty at? Da da da. And Mason Jar Music emerged, which I heard it was already, in the mix and stuff, but the way it got branded and this to stand a third, I think when I saw him after that, I think I snatched him off his feet. I was like, that was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And for those that didn't pay attention, that marketing strategy.
I know. I told
to
Shane
even
that-
right now, it's like it doesn't matter, of course we love Mason Jar. We want them to come out with some more stuff, but it doesn't matter if it sits still and then 5 years later you bust out with Mason Jar's gonna do something. I can guarantee you'll sell out.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that.
I said that to Shane after one of their shows when he was in Tony's like, how'd you like the show? I was like, let me tell you something, bro. Like, you got something going, like the brand, the way you have branded this product, dude. You have got something going on right now, dude. And
the logo,
I
the
know
logo
when we-
itself was everything.
Well, we
You know,
was talking earlier about like when people ask us like, hey, nobody said that their shit was whack whenever they play ours and we play theirs, whatever. The only reason I haven't told anybody their shit is whack is because normally I just get quiet. Because I hate to sound like a dick, but I'm
that's
hard,
how
but I'm
straight up
hard to
north.
impress. I really am, because we've talked about this before.
Yeah,
So I'm not
he's-
trade. Like when
yeah.
we get quiet, first
I'm
thing the friends are doing is,
I'm like,
"Oh, you alright?"
Yeah.
somebody kick their shit and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do this and this and that. I'm like,
Yeah, good job.
I see what you did. I said, but if it's hot, like that's why I went to Shane. I was like, Shane, trust me when this is coming from me. This is hot shit right now. Like you're really
Yeah.
fucking doing it. But yeah. So I agree with you. I think it was cool to see because like at the time Michael was kind of like rolling solo dolo doing his own thing because we had our group thing and then everybody kind of split up and he did a little duo for a minute there and then he just went solo dolo and then he was like, man, I think I want to get out with these Mason Jar boys. Like, I think that's a good move.
Right,
Yeah.
I
because
think it was
the
a good
the
move.
whole branding of it, even if somebody comes in and somebody leaves, that brand, as
Yeah.
long as whoever comes in with that same brand mindset, it's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
the
it's
brand is solid.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that and I appreciate you saying that because what it was you me and Dusty have been homies and been rapping together. We've been in multiple groups together and we made music together for years. And
I'm all the way back to
Creekside, yeah, that's us, him, Dusty, like that's where we started from, and then City, so yeah, Club Perks, yeah, you used to be bartending for us, yeah, I remember that. So, City had his thing going on, Mason Jar, Dusty, me, and then like we were just like once we got together, we did make a concerted effort to like stamp it, brand it. We got Bert to make a new logo, and then I got a couple different merch guys, and I kind of took over the merch for a little while, and like got all these new designs, got hats done, shirts done, backpacks stitched, like all that. Like we invested in ourselves, and I think that like
What'd you say? What'd you say? You what?
we invested in ourselves.
Ooh, there's some people that don't like that word.
No, they don't, and they don't. And I
don't like that idea.
I'm speaking from a place of love and experience, knowing that I have been there's been people who have managed us, and I was that knucklehead that was like, well, you're the manager. You're supposed to book my shows. You're supposed to get me merch. You're supposed to push my single. You're supposed to do this, do that, and it's like, if you ever want somebody to love your art, your music more than you love it, then you failed already, bro. Like you have to get into a place where you love your art so much that you will sacrifice a quarter of your paycheck a week to get merch out.
I have a theory about managers. I'm sorry, I swear I didn't mean to cut you off, but I have a theory about managers because everybody's like, our manager,
Yeah,
our manager.
so remember, you're sitting in the corner now. So that
Just
if you
no,
say
this is
anything crazy.
you'll like this. This is
Okay,
good.
okay.
I've always had this theory about managers. Okay, an artist starts making music, right? Making the music. Maybe they're putting it out. Maybe they're struggling to get shows and they're doing their own little footwork, their grind, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've always felt, why do you have a manager when you haven't learned to manage yourself yet? When you're on the small scale, right? You only need a manager when things get like, dude, I got 20 shows lined up. 20 people need me here and there. Come hook me up.
Yeah.
Okay,
speak for me.
That's now I need you. Okay, I can't be 5 places at one time, so I need a manager. I need somebody that's gonna be. If I'm over here doing this, that talks to the other 4 people. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it's like. I think that's kind of where we make. But okay, I say all that to say this: there is a point, like there is a time that you could be benefited by having a manager early when you don't know how to make that grind, right? You don't know how to make those connections. You don't know that hustle yet, and you need a manager to be like, if I was you, I would be going here, and I would be doing this, and I would be doing that. So maybe y'all can partner up, but then like later on, be like, okay, now that I'm popping, I'm gonna roll with you now because you showed me the game. You go do this. I'm gonna go talk to them.
Yeah.
And see, and that's the thing, because that's another. I had a workshop like that. What people don't understand is there's several different types of managers.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
No, I get
people's assumption is, and it's more with the newer indie artists, that when they hear the word manager, that's the end all be all, and that person does everything up in the ball.
that. I just show up and rap.
Right. And so, see, the thing is that, and I'm getting ready to do a class Sunday on like distribution and stuff. So, no matter what you have in place, how much of a team you have, you personally still have to put in work.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you show up and you're the boss and got 12 people under you, you still got to put in work. Even if it's just signing their paycheck, you still got to put in work.
When I learned that, I think I was, I'm maybe 20 years old, right? Because I used to be on the dance scene, right? I was on the dance scene, and we met this girl who was like she was like a little rapper, right? And she was like, yo, I want you to perform at this club with me. Yeah, let's go rehearse like the day before and the day of, and we'll get all shit together, right? I ended up doing the show, whatever. It fell through for whatever reason, but we went to the studio for 2 days, and we danced and rehearsed and went over our shit. We got all the shit together. But she was the one that mentioned distribution to me, and she was like, something distribution. And I was young, 20 years old. I was like, I don't know what that means. And she's like, I don't need a manager. I don't need an agent. I don't need this. I got all of that. I'll do that myself. All I need is I don't need a recording deal. I have a studio. All I need is a distribution deal. And I was like, I didn't understand what that meant. And then I started putting it together, and I was like, damn, this girl's doing everything. Like, she's super, super independent. The only thing she needs is somebody to mass produce her shit and put it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, she has the art. She's like, I got all that. I just need distribution. And I started putting the pieces together. Oh, I see. It's not just you hire one person, they do it.
Said every independent artist ever.
Oh, okay, so I say all that to say this. I ain't heard of her since.
No,
So-
yeah.
so
I mean,
sorry,
I'm not saying that
sorry,
she's
sorry.
right or wrong, but I'm just saying, like, as an independent artist, like, that's what I've always said. Like, I got this, I got that. I just need somebody to open their checkbook and put me on radio and put me on this and put me on that, and it's like, bro, like, I don't know, like I said, I want you to say it, but I just want to reiterate my point is that artists, you cannot expect anyone in this entire world, in the multiverse, in the Milky Way galaxy, to put more work into your art than yourself. Like, I want that to hit home with everybody. Like, I don't care if you get a manager, if you get signed to a label. I don't care if God himself says he will help you sell your shit. Like, you have to put in work. Like she's saying too. Like, you have to put in the most work for you. Period. Like,
What
your shit. Period.
What people don't understand is, first and foremost, you have to put in work because my face doesn't look like your face. Okay? And if they want to see you, I can't go do a video and say, yo, my new single's popping and da-da-da. And they're like, well, wait, that's not young whoever the hell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I can't be you. Okay, that's for one. For two, what's not being understood is that, distribution. Well, you have to be in a distributed situation in order for your music to go other places. However, I'm going to give y'all this little nugget. When you get on a distribution platform, they tell you, we're going to distribute you here. We have 150 platforms. They sure are. You're going on 150 shelves. Now, I can't pull that stuff off the shelf. You got to pull it off the shelf. So now, you're on 150 different platforms. True indeed. You have to get people to call up the radio station and say, hey, I want to hear that new joint by Waterboy. I want to hear blah, 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 right? Then they can't say they don't have it because it's on the damn shelf. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's also another step, in between the one now, but you can't just say that, oh, don't say you don't have the song because your song is on the iHeart platform. Your song is on this platform and that platform, and I know your iHeart radio station. So when you go into that repertoire of music that's in there, my song in there. Just look it up, So, and the other thing is that as an artist, again, I can't do your content. I can't make your posts. I can't do any of that because I don't talk, look, walk, sing, act, or anything like you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So regardless of what you do and how you do it, you still do it. But the main key point that artists are missing, it's not the distribution part. It's the marketing and promotion.
Yeah,
So marketing and promotion is the key thing.
absolutely. We learned that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, merch like is underrated.
Yo, I be seeing your stickers on the back of cars.
Yeah,
like your
yeah.
shit is everywhere. It's like
Yeah.
like you know what, Mr. I know them.
Yeah,
Like the
I,
proud
I, I
aunt.
tell I try to tell artists that, and like with the podcast, like merch is underrated. Like people see that and they like I can't imagine how many people, like you said, that are riding around in their car with that sticker and how many, or to wear that shirt somewhere and somebody's like, you know them boys, I know Water Boy, or I was at that show that was
it's
here,
a whole,
or
it's
I
a
was at
whole,
there.
it's a, I've had several conversations. It's a whole conversation.
Yeah, it's doing work
Not
for
to
you.
mention if you're driving down the highway, you swerve the lane like, oh.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey, if they cut you off, it wasn't me.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I know
Yeah,
that sticker.
but like I don't think people realize merch does work for you when it's like from a business standpoint, it's almost like passive income. Like it's promotion after it's sold, after it's put out, after, even if you like when we did that show, I took probably 30 shirts, stickers, albums, all this like back merch that is already paid for. Like yeah, I could have sold it and walked away with another $200 that night or something like that, $200-300, but I gave it away. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that is free. It's free promotion, bro. Like this person's going. You know what I'm saying? People still hit me up from 6 months ago from that show, and like, and I'm still bumping your tape. You know what I'm saying?
Not to mention the
Or
followers
sending
and things
that.
you get. But the other thing that's a crash car dummy situation is when people go out of town and they perform, even if it's at an open mic, I don't care what it is, and you have zero merch. You have nothing. You don't even have a QR code. You don't even have hi, my name is. Nothing. Not even something in your phone. Because the worst thing you could do is spend money to go to a situation and then not be prepared once you get in the
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
We was
You
at
know
a
what I'm
bachelor party one time, and we all had the same hats that said, "Same vagina forever." And dude, we gave them shit out at the bar.
Yeah.
and they were going away like hotcakes. If we would have had 50 more of them, we'd have been selling
Yeah.
them bitches $10
I
a pop.
bet there's people still talking about that
People
shit.
said like, you believe I got this
To
fucking-
reiterate, like what you're saying, like to build upon that, like so during our Mason Jar time, it was crazy because we had a live band. Like we got kind of reclassified and put into other genres, which is a great move. Like people, look what Beyonce's doing. Like it's a great move.
Bomb move.
Beyonce's
but-
new songs are trash. Gotta take a piss.
Yeah, but either way, they put us in this rock genre, so we started opening up for these touring, signed rock bands. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget. There was two in particular that these guys like. They were, I would say, B-list. You know what I'm saying?
B-list
Like
artists.
B-list
Yeah,
artists,
yeah.
people that had been huge 10 years ago or had like a few singles that took off. But we opened up for them, and like we show up, which mind you, it's our hometown or around our hometown or around our home area.
It's your
so
home state.
it's our home state. But we show up, and like me specifically, I bring all the merch, and I've got a table, I've got a banner, I've got a tablecloth with our banner on it. Like I've got the whole setup.
The whole shebang.
I pull up and I walk in and I'm like, yo, where are we setting merch up? And they're like, well, y'all can have this area over here. So I set my whole thing up, and then the main band, this touring act, shows up, and they've got a little tiny table with like less merch than we have, with less good. It doesn't look as good as what we have. They don't have as many options as we have. So we're opening up, but by the end of the night, people that didn't even come to see us came to see them, think that they're like, what, who's these guys? Because they must be opening up for them.
Right.
And like I always, if he was here, he would say this too, like, hate fake it till you make it. But I always hated that terminology until I learned what it meant. It's not about being fake. It's about being what you aren't, because ultimately that's what you're gonna be. So when you show up with a table full of merch that's better than the lead act, that's faking it till you make it. It doesn't mean you're being fake. It just means you're what's the terminology? It's like you're surpassing expectations for yourself. That's faking it till you make it. That's
and that
you get what I'm
exactly
saying?
it, because that's my thing is this. So I always call up, like when I work here and in Atlanta. So when I call my boys up in Atlanta, I say, okay, what kind of event we going to? And they say, why? I said, because I have to dig in my closet and decipher, am I going to be the assistant, the thing, or the mogul? And they're like, what? I said, yeah, because he had an event, and he had an event down in Atlanta. And when he had this event, there was name brand people in there and whatnot, right? I walked in there with a suit. He had on a suit. They thought it was my event. I came to support him, but the way I was standing, and he was like, well, I need you to stand with the artist over here. I was like, all right. But it wasn't like no big deal, like, who is that? But at the end of the show, I got major, like $100,000 song producers and artists from back in the day and whatnot. Oh, thank you so much. You had a great show. And I'm looking at them like what the hell just happened here? And my partner was laughing at me going, yo, they think you put the show on. And he said, I ain't telling them nothing. Just do what you do. I said, all right. But, that's what happens. I took one of my artists. I went to Columbia. I walked in the door and I had on a casual outfit, but it was bossy looking. And walked in the door with her, and everybody was like, hey, Miss Lisa, da-da-da-da. And, like people that do things up, the movers and shakers up there. She's like, damn, these people know you like that. I said, I don't even come up here like this.
Yeah.
But because they heard of me, they follow me on Facebook, and then when I do walk in the room, it's like, hey, so same thing with Mason Jar, and that is a fake it till you make it, because I'll tell you in a minute, I'm a mogul.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I say that crap all day long.
Yeah.
Like, who is that? I'm her. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta look the part and be the part. You know what
cool,
I'm saying?
like the Migos.
Yeah.
Walking like I talk.
Yeah, I'm
You
here.
look great for 42.
I mean business.
thank you.
I mean business. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I think that like obviously being older, and I own my own business outside of music, so carrying yourself, like I think a lot of artists can thrive from understanding that you're a business. You know what I'm saying? Like treat yourself as a business. You know what I'm saying? Like
You're a business.
like what does it take to run a business? Well, first of all, it takes an initial investment. Okay, so you have an initial investment. Then it takes continuous investment, where you are everything you're making, you're taking a certain percentage of that and putting it back into your business. You get what I'm saying? So like that's how you have to run it, and that's
I'm gonna take you with me, because I preach this like I'm T.D. Jakes or something like that, and they look at me with the foo face.
Yeah.
Because I'm
What's
like,
the foo-foo face look like?
Because they have to. Like I tell them, you're a business, so a business needs startup money for one.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, you have to work a part-time job. The minimum hours you work at a part-time job is 10 to 15 hours a week. You got to put that in.
What do you think is the major problem? Like, what do you think is the root
Lazy.
cause of all this?
Lazy.
Do you think it's laziness, or
Lazy.
do you think it's
no? When people put like I have people that put stuff in my lap, and they think that I put stuff in my lap, and or when I call them up, I'm like, so what do you want me to do? Because I work for you, right? I'm like, oh, well, you got to do what you do. Okay, well, a boss usually tells the employees what they want them to do and get done this week so that they can get that done, right? Otherwise, I'm going to ride the clock. So that's what I say. And they're like, what do you mean? And then I'm like, if you need me to do something, I'm working for you. A manager works for the artist. The artist don't work for the manager.
What do you think what do you think the root cause is of it?
The root cause of this is laziness.
Yeah.
They don't want to put in no work.
No, I mean, I think it's
Well, lack of knowledge too.
I think it's both
lack
of
of
those
knowledge.
things, and I think it's entitlement. You know,
Yeah.
Good word.
that's one of the
That's
what's
a
one of
good
the
analogy.
yeah. I think it is. I think it's entitlement. Like you have a skill and you feel like you're entitled to this, and like it's one thing. Like that's why I always try to like compare the music scene to the workforce, because there are people who go into a job and people expect to get paid for their potential, but you're paid for your skill. You're paid for what what you
What
do.
you know right now, not what you're gonna know next
It's not
week.
like I'm like if I go into for instance, let's say plumbing. You know what I mean? Like I know a little bit about plumbing. Like I know how to like put some hoses together. I know how to mount a toilet, shit like that.
I know how to get a ring out of a drain.
Yeah,
pipe.
you know what I mean? I know how to unclog a toilet. Exactly.
You say that with so much experience. How many times you done that?
Right. But I know me.
Enough.
I know me, and I know my skill. I know that if somebody trained me for a year or two, that I could be your best plumber on your team. You know what I'm saying? So the way these artists operate is like if I were to walk into a plumbing company today and be like, I need $30 an hour in my own truck, paid time off, I need this and that, you know, I need all these things, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, and the guy who's trying to give you a job and wants to train you and help you is like, I right now I can give you this, you know what I mean? And if you show me that this, and this, if we do, like, the guy who's in the position you want to be in is telling you that if you do this, and this, then in 2 years you'll be there.
You can have all
and
that.
you're like, nah, I want to get paid for my potential.
now.
Yeah, I want all of these things now, and I want them for free. I want
think the
checks
root-
for free.
I think the root cause to all of that shit is having too many yes men around you.
That's a
That-
huge
that-
problem.
You got to
That's
break
a
break
problem,
out of
too.
your circle of homeboys.
Yeah.
Because my son tried his hand at it, you know, and he's a supreme talent. And I'm not saying that because he's my son. Like I
Right.
said, I'll
You know what you're
tell
seeing.
him straight up if he was whack. He's good. But what we had kind of, Michael and I broke down to him was basically like, you need to put this shit in front of people. Do what we didn't do. Because we did it shit in front of our homeboys and shit too. But you need to put, not just him, but any artist needs to put that shit in front of people who have no idea who they are and check their reaction.
Yeah.
Feel that temperature. Because we met a dude one time, I mean, I won't say his name, but he was a good dude. William Lawson, you're a good dude. Shouts out to William Lawson. He was the shit. But I just don't like to do that. But I say that to say this: the first time that we met William Lawson, we felt like we was hot shit, right? 'Cause we were young, kicking our rhymes, you know, in that same angry, aggressive battle rap era that we were talking about. And he basically said to us, "How many radio spins y'all get a day?" I don't know. None. I don't think we get any. He's like, "Yeah. Do they know you in Vermont? Does anybody know you in Michigan? Does anybody know you here?" And we'd be like, "Oh, you know, MySpace." Well, am I gonna confront it to? He's like, "Y'all ain't shit. You need to know you ain't shit. You need to put that shit out in front of people and stop hanging around these people that say y'all are the shit." Because we had one of our members of our groups like, "Man, we're the shit." And he's like, "Says fucking who? Your friends? Cool. They think you're good. How many friends do you have? Between the five of you, you could probably name 100. Name 100 people between the five of you, but what the fuck is 100 gonna get you? You need if you want to be what you want to be, what you're telling me, like if you want to be what you have in your head, you need to do a lot more than 100 people, my man. So I think the problem is part of it.
That's why they
laziness,
get mad at me when I
entitlement,
say-
and being around too many fucking yes men.
And that's why I get yelled at when I say artists performing in front of artists.
All right, let's get into it. I heard about it. Let's
Yeah,
let's get
so
into
like
it.
if it's a show where there's going to be something to gain from it, i.e. prizes or something of that nature, well, yeah, there's going to be a room full of artists.
Yeah.
But if it's a showcase and there's nothing else going on, like you're not going to win anything and there's no purpose, and it's all artists, then I said it was a rehearsal.
Right.
You're not
basically,
wrong.
I'm not wrong, but
not
I got this thing. Ain't nobody gonna run up though. Just let's get that clear. Ain't nobody gonna run up. But I'm just saying,
She
I got
32
the look.
and she ready.
So
She
Medea-
32 and she ready.
Man, Medea
Big
ain't got
facts.
shit on me. Anyway, but what I'm saying is that, you know, I got the who she thinks she is, da da da. Well, you know,
Thin skin.
I don't get on the stage. However, I can call people up and ask them, and I can get them to tell you what I just said, that you didn't like coming from my mouth because it was me. But if you want to sit up there and do, you know, whatever it is, like, bitch, I'm not having you go out and get cheesecake from Junior's at 2 o'clock in the morning on foot, you know, an hour and a half across Brooklyn.
You better know Biggie's verse when you get back.
That part. You know what I'm
You
saying?
better know the whole verse when you get back.
So that's my thing, and I'm like, you guys think that I'm this ogre and whatnot. I was like, what happens when you go in the studio? You get signed to somebody and they done paid you, and now you work for them. And you go in the studio and you swear up and down that your song is the shit. It's everything going on, this, that, and the third. They come in there and tell you that sound like shit.
Yep.
Do it over.
Well, when it's their money, when they're putting the money,
This is what I'm saying. So it's
Yeah.
like, that sound like shit. Do it over.
Well,
And then they're looking at you like, oh my God, no, you ain't got time to cry, bro. You need to get a pen out and do that shit over.
It's
Yeah.
laziness, it's entitlement, it's yes man, and it's the fact that this fucking recording equipment is too accessible now.
Yeah.
Anybody can rap now. Nobody needs a studio
Yeah,
anymore.
but I'm that one. Don't come to me with no damn raggedy ass song that ain't been mixed and mastered right and this, that, and the
Yeah.
third. Cause like I said, Sean Dobie was me and him business partners, and I'll be like, yo, bruh, what does this sound like? And there's two things that'll happen. Either I'll get a phone call when I'm getting cussed out because it sound like shit, or I get crickets.
Yeah.
Then I know that it's like, ooh, well, at least I didn't get cussed out, But it's always something, and people don't understand. I don't know everything. I study my craft every day, and I'm on the business side because that shit flips. You might have to like I remember one time you had to put a record in one way to get on the radio, and it was you had to go on one platform and they put it on the radio. Then a week later, I went to go put somebody else's song on there. Bro, tell me that's not how that goes. We switched.
Yeah.
What the hell? Last week I did. No, it's not that way this week.
Yeah.
So now I got to go call 50 people and be like, so what is this? What's this platform? How you do this? How you do that? And get it. And not only do I have to get it, I got to master it because it's something I'm probably going to teach somebody else.
Yep. That's it.
So
Invest
so the
invest
same
in
thing,
your craft.
right? So I'm always investing in self. A lot of times when I go out of town, quite a few times, I'm not getting paid to go out of town, but I'll be damned if I ain't coming back with a connect, a hook up, a job, or something that's going to benefit me in the end game. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So, how can people reach you? First of all, I want to say thank you so much for coming
Yes,
on.
great conversation.
I want to have you back on. Him and I have been wanting to have somebody like you, and it's awesome to have somebody of your caliber that has the knowledge that you
appreciate
have.
Thank you so much.
Because we've had a lot of artists on here, and it's easy for artists. We could sit here in the echo chamber and be like, it's these managers, it's these promoters, it's these gatekeepers, it's these that, it's these that. But artists, I really hope that what you take from this is not no type of hate or disdain for what you're doing. Like, I love the art. You know what I'm saying? Like, I live for this art. Like, I love this art so much that I've done it for 20 years, that I started a podcast, talk about the shit on every podcast. My whole shit is music. My whole life is music. I love music. And I love music. But I want to see y'all win, and you can't win if you're constantly just everything we've already talked about. I don't want to recap the whole shit, but I've been wanting to talk to somebody like you because we have so many artists come on, like I said, with disdain and like blaming this, blaming that, blaming that, blaming this. And I'm just like, take accountability for your music. Like I always say, like, nobody's going to fuck with your shit more than you're going to fuck with your shit. Nobody's going to love your art more than you're going to love your art. Nobody's going to go as hard for your art as you're going to go for your art. And if that's what you're looking for, bro, go do something else. You know what I'm saying? Got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you because you ain't gonna find it.
Oceanfront
Like
property in
you're
Oklahoma.
just not gonna find it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's gonna be people like she could love what you do. She could love you as a person, but you wrote that. That's
your baby.
That's your baby. You know
That's
what I'm
your
saying? Like that's a good analogy. Like,
have a whole nother
like
podcast
I
on the
love your
writing
kids.
process.
Your kids are my niece and nephew. Like I love your kids, but I don't fucking love them like I love my kids.
Yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes.
Like period. You know what I'm saying? Like if you put them right there and be like, one of them got to die. It's your kid.
If they
you know
were
what I'm
hanging
saying?
off
Like,
the cliff and you had yours in one and mine in the other, I'm sorry about your kid, bro.
yeah. You know what I mean? Like I hope that.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. What it is in a nutshell, you never stop learning. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter, and not all information is good information. So I always implore people to research. All right, like people trip out off of me because when artists go to sign a contract with me, everybody trips out because I said, oh, don't do that right now. Now take that to somebody and let them read it over because every artist that I work with's contract is different. So unless you want a cookie cutter contract that 6 months later, you're gonna be, I didn't know that was in there. I didn't know. You need to take that and get somebody else to look it over. You go line by line. You get another piece of paper. You write down what you want to switch out, what you want to fix, what you want to do, so it's conducive to what you want.
Yeah.
But it's also going to benefit me as well because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, I ain't stupid. So
But nobody's
yeah.
going to take a bad deal.
Yeah. But I tell people
Like-
that to tell them that like I'm not the average company that's just gonna you come in, I want to sign, and you just boom, you sign with me. No. You still got to investigate me because I got into an argument with somebody the other day, and he from that same show, and the dude was talking smack to me, right? And I was trying to be cool. Till he brought it out of me, and I was like, you know what? Google me, bitch, right? And so when I said
That's
that,
my
it was
favorite.
like,
Google me, bitch.
But
That's
when
the best.
when I did that, he couldn't say nothing because when you Google me, it's like rock, diamond, everything pops up.
Yeah.
So I was like, you want to know who I am? Yeah, Google me.
Yeah.
So
come see.
But anyway, in order
So how can they Google you?
Yeah,
Let's tell them that.
they can find me at DLE843.com. That's my website. You can also Google me without the profanity, and it's Diamond Law. L.A.W. That stands for the diamond is my birthstone. The law is actually my initials.
All right.
So
I like that.
when I say like you said is yours, that's my baby.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
actually
yeah.
me. And then it's Entertainment LLC. What else? I'm on YouTube. I'm on Diamond Lewent on Facebook. Yeah, he got me pulled up right there.
There she is.
Oh man,
Yeah.
but
Dude,
but if-
Jeffrey earning something tonight.
Yeah.
But
We're
usually,
turning something up tonight.
usually
Take
if anybody pulls up my name, Lisa Gonzalez Williams with a Z, Gonzalez, everything pulls up.
All right.
Yeah, everything pulls up.
Well, I'll also, obviously, like I always tell y'all, I'll have all her links.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an artist, and just reach out to her, if you want some consultation, if you want some management.
And regardless of what they say, I do not bite, right?
Yeah.
And I don't jump down people's throat right out the gate. And we can, the worst question you ask is the question you don't ask. So, you can call me up and ask me a question.
Yeah, I
Just
said
don't-
what
just
I
don't
say
try
when
to
I
be
said
slick.
like 2 weeks ago. That shit was a bar. The answer is no to every question you don't ask.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that part, correct.
Yeah, so,
Exactly.
Diamond Law ENT, Miss Lisa. I'm so thankful to have her on. I've been waiting for this
Thank you for
episode,
having
man.
me.
It's been a great episode.
This year I've been having a good run.
Yo, it was a really good episode. I
Yeah, I
really
had a
appreciate you
good
coming
time.
on because it gave me an opportunity and everyone an opportunity to see that like managers they're not like y'all have negative connotations around
Mm-hmm.
what y'all do, and like I said, like they just want to help you and take the contract, get it looked over. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all managers good, but shit, not all rappers are good. Half y'all motherfuckers are shitty as hell. So shout out Diamond Law ENT. This is my co-host, Cousin Sal,
Hey,
Miss
yeah.
Lisa, Diamond Law ENT. I'm the water boy. Like I always say, think harder, work smarter. If you want it to grow, just add water. It's the water pot. Peace.
Yeah.
My